And we back like broad straps is Voch Lombardi. A lot of people been asking me when am I going to do the Voch Lombardi film session. I got tired of looking at 2019 film prospects, so let's do a little passion project and, do some of my own stuff. Today we're going to look at a little bit of film that I was involved in. We're going to tell some jokes, and we're going to just basically, I'm going to walk you through some of my thoughts that I had during these plays and tell you some of the, some of the background story behind them or whatnot. It should be fun. I played football in Natchez, Mississippi, Natchez High School. It was a football program that kind of had its ups and downs, but it really peaked in the 1997 season. They had this playoff run or whatnot, but after that, the team kind of went down a little bit. We get new coaches, a new culture, just a new set of players. I was in that set of players, and the team looks brand damn new. I played center. I was number 63, and the type of player I wasn't super athletic. I wasn't very strong, but I gained trust because I had the whole nucleus thing going on. I was going to play left tackle because that's what I played in middle school, but I couldn't pull. I couldn't move very well. So I was forced to play center. So I played center, and I was basically the brains of the operation. And what ended up working and what ended up becoming my football philosophy or whatever is I had gangsters at guards, whether it be a 400-pound bencher, a 700-pound squatter, just an angry country guy, or this, bow-legged kid with a bad attitude. I always had gangsters at guards, So what I would do is I would play Voltron. Like if it was ever a situation I couldn't handle, I would call my guards in. They would deliver a blow, and I would clean up. That's really how we got a lot of things going. And if it was anybody on my offensive line that didn't know a play, they would look into me, and I would be able to tell them what to do quickly. That's kind of how we were able to get our offense going. So just with that kind of setup, let's get into some film, man. Example, kind of like right here, right? Like these wedge fourth and short situations or whatever. I felt so good about my guards that I could just point out which guy we're gonna combo and move, and we would just take guys and we'll just go. Like, let's just make room. let's just make a little space, and we'll just go. And whatever happens. Look at this bow-legged fella. Ain't he the most bow-legged fella? Let me get a good. Ain't he one of the most bow-legged fellas you ever seen in your life? Like his legs about to break. This is my right guard. Shouts out to him. We called him bow legs. White thing we called him bow legs. He was bow, and he had a bad attitude, and he was good for business. Him and my other guard Sherelle, they were good for business. These two guys here, we would move a lot of people together, and if they didn't know which way to go, they didn't know who to block, it'll just tap on me and they'll say who to block, and I'll point them out. We'll be on the line of scrimmage. I'll be like, get that guy. But I felt so good about them that they would just get that guy. So peep this out. This is senior day. We had to play a game Saturday morning because of a rain delay. And I remember talking to my homie Darrell Payne right here. We was looking at number 78. I say, Darrell, ain't that the biggest, smallest jersey you've ever seen in your life? Like I just remember making that joke. I was always calm in the face of adversity, and this guy is clearly the biggest kid on his team, and I knew that he was the zero I was going to have to deal with that day. And I always had a calm about me. I always calmed my teammates down. The focus was maintained. I was never in a situation where I was scared of anybody. But I would often have a lot of dialogue with the players across from me. I would play a lot of mind games. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that in a second. But this was the fat kid I had to line up against. So look, we lined up on this first play, and I remember pre-snap, this kid he was talking to me, and he had the mumbled Benjamin Buford Blue voice. It was like 6'3", and I knew he was talking to me because I heard him say 6'3" on the back end. And I remember not understanding what he was saying, and I said, hey man, which car accident did you lose your neck in? Right? Because he ain't had no neck, and the shoulder pads was already huge. So I remember being ready to line up against him this play, and I didn't like how he hit me. Like he hit me in the chest like real hard. You actually see me go back about a step and finish the block or whatever. I actually finished the block. Cool, we did that, but I ain't like how he hit me. So like next time around, I was like, man, I gotta fix this. I gotta do a little better. We get in the goal line, and this was one of my favorite moves. So Fat Boy talking shit to me right now. One of my favorite moves in the world was like pretending like I'm about to really fire off the ball and smacking the hell out you. And in reality, I'm just gonna chop you. I'm just gonna chop you and get you on the ground and just live to fight another day. What I learned about chop blocks, and I was really good at them because a lot of people just fall down and let people trip over you. I kind of roll into your shins a little bit. So what I learned was, okay, if I chop you, you'll slow down a little bit and it'll make you easier to block for the rest of the day, right? So early and often, we scored on this play. So early and often, I got my chop blocks off on him. And he didn't like that at all. He was mumbling at me. He was like, man, I didn't take you out the game, man. Look, next series, because we was actually beating the hell out of him, like we just kept scoring on him. And I remember what I thought he said was, because his mouth was all mumbly, I think I remember him saying, hey, don't chop me this time. I was like, cool, I'm not going to chop you this time. I'm really going to like, okay, let's go. Let's see what you got. Like, I was really talking to him. Shouts out to Coach Evans from Sip the Tally podcast. He was our signaler. He would put the signals out to the offense. I looked over at him and I got the play, and I really started talking shit to Fat Boy, right? I started talking crazy to Fat Boy. That's why he wouldn't get in his stance, because I kept talking to him. I remember this play. I was talking to him, and he was really about to come off the football, right? Psych. Run that screen on your dumb ass. Run that screen. Run the screen on your dumb ass. Look, if you're willing to go upfield and really fire off and really, fine. If I know I'm running the screen and I know you getting upfield, I'm going to use that to my advantage. Pass blocking. Oh, look, I'll plant a damn foot in the ground and you wouldn't move. Now, have I been blown up before? I've absolutely been blown up before. Some gangster has gotten their hands inside of my pads and moved me backwards. That has totally happened before. But for the majority part, like just these regular kids, I may need some help with a gangster, but these regular kids, just get out of here. Come on, regular kids, get out of here. And here's one of my infamous moments. I'm gonna get back to I'm gonna get to another game or whatever. They took Big Boy out and they put this other kid. They put this other kid on me. And I remember the previous plays, because I remember he was kind of soft to me or whatever. And boy, I shouldn't be calling people soft, but he was kind of soft to me, and I was like, bro, if you line up against me like this again, like I'm gonna give me a stat in this damn game. And coach called a running play. Cool. And his number was 63 or whatever. He was wearing the same jersey I was wearing, so I just remember coming off the ball against him. And this is one of my better blocks, man. This is one of my damn highlight blocks. Get your bitch ass on the ground, boy. And sure enough, I remember getting in the newspaper on this, man. Somebody from the newspaper was taking pictures from a weird angle, and I was just pushing the hell out this kid, man. I just remember, and he had my jersey on, and I remember whispering in his ear, after he was on the ground, whispering right before I got up, I was like, "Take my jersey off." And I got up and left, man. That shit funny. So I had a little bit of charisma, so I would make hobby out of harassing the newspaper guys, right? I was like, hey man, why you always got the little guys in the newspaper? Why don't you show love to more linemen? He was saying, well, because guys like Rico Richardson or Jamie Collins or whatever, those are the bigger names on y'all's docket or whatever. So if you can get by them and you happen to be in the picture, then then cool. I was like, okay, so let's run it. So Jamie Collins, back in the day, he played quarterback. Sometimes he played running back, free safety, and linebacker. So I was like, cool. I guess it got to be a screen to Rico with Jamie playing one of these safeties or linebackers or whatever. And if we run a screen that way, I'm just gonna be famous for blocking Jamie Collins for Rico Richardson. Both those guys have played pro football at some point. Salute to them. So this is what happened, right? I'm here, and the newspaper man is on the sideline somewhere with his camera just ready to roll. And coach makes the call for, I'll just say jailbreak right. You know what I mean? So I'm like, snap. Let me mute this. I'm like, snap. I'm about to get it. Rico about to get the ball, and I'm here, right? Let's go back. I'm here. And I'm like, be perfect, boom. And I'm like, yeah, I got my block, da-da-da, boom, boom. Let me move my feet. This is the problem. I thought this dude was small. because from where I was at, he looked small. Then the closer I got to him, he got a little bigger. But in my mind, when you big, you not fast. So he kind of shook me up after I engaged with him a little bit. I engaged with him, but he kind of, shook me up a little. You know what I'm saying? He was a little longer than I thought. He kept me at bay. The damn newspaper guy, which is here, he took the pic right there. He didn't take the pic right here. He took the, and you know what? I just saw that camera flash. His dumb ass took a picture right here, but he gonna wait till we get right there. And I'm about to put the picture on the screen, and the damn caption was, Rico Richardson and blocker brace the hit from boom boom boom. And I'm like, what kind of Wile E. Coyote shit is that? From that day on, I hadn't had a good relationship with the newspaper people. They weren't allowed to have conversation with me no more. So we finally make it to the playoffs. We haven't been there since 1997. The year is 2008, and we're the last seed into the tournament or whatever. And we get to play against the first seed, Petal High School. And I was always critical about our fan base for two things. For one, not really showing up to watch us unless we winning. But I mean, I guess that's typical or whatever, right? For that, and for not knowing when to make noise, right? Normally you make noise when the defense is on the field. Well, they will scream when the offense is on the field, I guess because they excited. But my quarterback's voice is squeaky, and I was the center, and I had to hear his damn voice. And, basically we couldn't move until I snapped the ball, so that was a big problem. So this game in particular, right? It was a pretty close game. Like I'm not a big fan of believing in magical moments and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like that's movie stuff. I basically went into this thing thinking what I'm thinking. Like our coaches did a good job of really keeping our minds in the right place, right? Like I'm not worried about this big team. People are going to tell us that we're really good. Don't listen to them. We got a lot of work to do. Just that little typical thing. Well, I really never felt pressure in a football game, not even my senior year. This is my junior year. I never felt pressure in a football game until we were 3 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. They had 21. We had 18. Never felt it before. And the drive was solid. I wasn't even nervous up to that point. But there was a point to where we call a timeout because this just typical driving the ball. Like we're just driving the ball. Like this is standard. This is regular football to me. Like once you get Once you get the first bump out the way, in football, like it's easy at that point. So I'm not nervous here, but there was a point to where this is like, no, on the next play right here, where we get to like the 3-yard line, still didn't hit me. And there was a point to where we're trying to freeze them because it's fourth down. And we call a timeout. And we jog to the sideline to go talk to the coaches. And I finally get a good look at what was at stake. I'm looking at the sideline and I see 5 charter buses full of people in the stands. I see cheerleaders screaming. I see the band dancing to hip hop music because that's what you do at black schools with bands or whatever. And I'm listening to our coach give us this, look, you only got one shot to get 3 yards type speech. And I could hear nothing. I knew a lot of noise was going on, but I heard nothing. I didn't hear him. I didn't hear the band. I didn't hear the crowd. But I heard everything. If you ever been in a pressure situation like this, everything's silent, but everything is loud. Like your brain, you're going through a frenzy of emotions, but you're definitely calm for whatever reason, right? That's what I was feeling when we jogged to the sideline. And I'm listening to the crowd. And Obama had this campaign that he was going through. I'm listening to the crowd. They chanting, yes, we can. Yes, we can. And I'm like, bruh. You got to be kidding me. Like, all at this whole game, this whole process, it hit me at one time and I'm like, bruh, this next play, I'm responsible for the happiness of this city. Coaches tell you all the time, you represent a lot more than yourself when you're on a field or a court. You represent that whatever on your helmet. You represent the city you come from. I'm in Petal in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, representing my city that y'all said can't beat you, and I got 3 yards to do it. If we don't get it on this next 3 yards, you were right. But if we get it on this next 3 yards, ha ha, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So we're jogging out. I was the first one on the field. I'm leading this jog out. I'm ready to get on the football and snap it and get this mess over with. Whatever happens, I'm ready to live with it. Let's just get it going. You know, and the crowd screaming, yes, we can. Yes, we can. And in my mind, I'm like, bruh, I know I was critical of y'all, you know, making noise and like not supporting us or whatever. I know I was just critical of y'all, but nothing would make me happier than for y'all to just shut the hell up right now in this moment where I'm feeling the most pressure I've ever had in my life. Because I'm the center. If I missed a snap, that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That level stuff. And I remember telling my guards, man, I was like, hey man, let's just do this. Let's just do it. Let's just do it and get it out the way. And my quarterback with the squeaky ass voice or whatever, we just trying to find him or whatever. And, you know, I just remember closing my eyes and finding his voice. I just remember finding his voice amongst all this noise, and I found it. And I just kept my eyes closed, and whoever was in front of me, we just moved everybody out the way, and we went in to score. Just, you know what I'm saying? And I remember crying real tears. Crying real life tears falling from my helmet to the grass, to where I throw my hands up in celebration. I end up hugging the dude from the other team. He smacked me in the face, my helmet or whatever, but I'm like, whatever, you mad. Like, we straight, you know what I'm saying? Get out of here, you know what I mean? And man, it was a fantastic moment, dog. If you ask anybody from the city of Natchez that was in the program in 08 or 09, they'll tell you the same story. They'll tell you about the stakes on the line. They'll tell you about the quarterback with the squeaky ass voice, and how dope it was to ride away from that city with the actual victory. But hey, man, I got a lot more dope stories I could tell. You know, maybe we'll do a part 2 of this thing if there's a demand for it. So whatever. Hey, man, if you made it this far, like the video, comment, talk to me. Talk shit if you want to. It's all good. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I drop random videos in the middle of the week just like this. Support the Patreon is more important than food and water. And follow me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI. Don't forget to pick up some merch. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski and the Peasky Whiskey. Salute.